guys, all right? Guys, let's all bring it in. Keanu, come on. All right. We're going to do later, YouTube, we do a poll, who worked best, you know. I had it first, maybe. Keanu probably did it better than me, but I had it first, definitely. All right, looks a little more worn out in my mind than his. Guys, so we're going to be looking over arm drag defense, right, and then my counters to his defense, right? So really quickly, there's early stage defense, mid stage defense, and late stage defense, right? So early stage defense would look like this. As I'm going for the drag, Keanu's going to jump over towards my left, and he's going to cover that side and now put me into side control, right? So that would be a good early stage defense for him. Late stage is he was too slow to beat my hooks, and I'm already here, and now as I'm trying to cover his back, as I'm putting this hook in, he's defending this hook, he's looking to tripod, he's looking to shake me off, or as I'm falling, he's going to start to back step, and then he's going to end up here, and then now he's going to look to pass from the top of half guard. So that would be late stage, right? Mid stage, he was too slow to jump over towards my left, his right. So now as I'm doing the drag, he's going to jump over to my right. Exactly. So I'm going to use this arm drag grip to chase his far hip. So I'm going to keep pulling, and I'm going to start to chase around this hip. Now, at this moment, guys, if Keanu doesn't do anything, I'm going to place my hand on his back, and then I'm going to run him down towards this side, and I'm going to put him flat. And now, since I have this hand, it's going to be a great opportunity to go for north-south chokes, or even to look to go for back takes, even with this grip like this, right? So I can look to adjust and then fix my seatbelt after, right? But we're not going to get that far because Keanu is, as I'm doing the drag, and then now I'm chasing the far hip, he's going to want to win this arm back. As he wins this arm back, he lost the tension for his neck. He's only focused on this arm. So as he's winning it back, my hand is going to go right over the top into a guillotine, right? Since I had a lot of momentum and since I'm twisting my body, I'm going to look to fall as close to him as I can, and I'm going to look at my own knuckles. It's very important, guys, that I can see my own fist. If I'm able to see my own fist, it's going to be an extremely tight choke. Now, we need to cover their hairline like this. We need to grab our own pinky, and we need to bring our leg over their back. As I bring my chin closer to her spine, Keanu's going to have no choice but to tap. Becomes a super tight choke, all right? It's going to be like a high elbow guillotine with my opposite arm. This hand is going to be all the way through his neck on the front side, right? So again, as I'm going, he's going to jump over. I'm going to chase the hip. Also, if he doesn't win this back, my knee's going to come into the hip pocket, my foot's going to come as a hook, or I'm going to start to step over that arm for crucifixes, right? So I have a lot of things I can do, all right, if he doesn't get this arm back. And as he gets it back, I'm already looking to go for my guillotine, right? I need to get a little bit closer to him, and I need to make a fist and look at my knuckles here. I'm going to start to grab my pinky, cover his back so he doesn't jump over me, and I'm going to crunch into my training partner to get as close to him as I can. When I'm here, guys, there shouldn't be big gaps here. The end game, like you want to hip into them, and you want to get as close to them as possible and bringing your chin as close to their neck as you can. This foot is responsible to block his jump, and this foot reinforces that to make sure he can't get over in the last second. Okay? Lastly, when I'm doing this, guys, all right, as I'm going for the drag and as I'm chasing the hip, as I'm winning it back, sometimes your knee is going to go over their bicep, like this. If it goes over their bicep, that's fine too, all right? So either it's going to go over their bicep or across their belly. Both are going to be fine as long as you hip in and you get nice and close to your training partner, okay? And then it becomes super tight. Cool? Any questions, guys, before we continue? No? Let's give it a shot, guys. The arm drag, just from standing position. Guys, the arm drag is a symmetrical mirrored position, right? So as I'm going for the arm drag on Keanu, Keanu can have one on back on me, right? A lot of times, you know, since I was the one that, for example, hit it first, momentum is in my favor, so I should be able to get him before he gets me, but that's not always the case. Sometimes he can re-drag me, he sees it coming, and he can anticipate it. And the same thing can happen from here. It can happen from the butterfly, right? So when I'm here, all right, like as I'm dragging, Keanu can look to re-drag, and as I'm going, he can look to maybe chase my back. Okay, this can happen, right? So the way to not allow that to happen is going to be to open up the person's wrist. So as I win the same side wrist, I'm going to flare his wrist away from me. So I want to make sure that I'm looking at his watch. When I'm doing that, now when I'm chasing the drag, notice how far away his hand is from my tricep and my armpit. It's too far away. So as I'm going for the drag, it's just going to be too hard for him to look to re-drag me. He's going to be too far behind, right? So you can focus on this detail now. So as you're here, open up that wrist and then look to drag, and now you're going to be able to circle behind your training partner, right? Sometimes, guys, you know, rules are meant to be broken too, you know. So sometimes, though, like if I'm looking to open this up already, it's telegraphing it, right? He's going to know that it's going to come, right? So a lot of times we're playing here. A lot of times I'm just looking to quickly go for it as well. So I'm not always doing that, you know, but definitely, you know, when you open up the wrist, it's going to be cleaner and it's going to be less chance of redrags, but it's going to be more telegraphing at the same time. You know, this is a tall tale sign of what's to come for your training partner. But definitely, you can play around with that. So as you grab the wrist, open this up. Now that arm becomes exposed, and now I'm looking to go for the grip, right? When I'm doing the grip, guys, I'm doing like a hooking motion with my wrist, and I'm essentially hanging on his tricep, all right? His tricep is armpit. I want to be here. I'm not like pulling like actually with my fingers or my hand. I'm here, and now as I'm going, licking my elbow, I'm like hanging on to this piece right over here. Keanu, try to posture up. Like it should be difficult for him to posture up. Whereas if I'm just using my hand, he can just like lift himself up. So I'm dragging him, and now I'm going to be able to chase the far hip. Okay, now I have a nice tight grip right around his armpit, right around his arm. And then after that, that's when I'm going to start to go for that guillotine. Just a nice little attack, nice little surprise attack. As he's focused on his arm, he's focused on not getting the hooks. Cool, let's go like 2-3 more minutes, guys, then we're going to roll right after.